Awesome Criminals.
Awesome Writer here. Welcome back to another official, unofficial BoonBoomger's Sundays. It just so happens there's been kind of news to talk about every Sunday for BoonBoomger. Today we're going to be talking about some of the second quarter toy listings, which seems to confirm our 6 Ranger color, which you can tell by the title and whatnot. But let's get kind of the more boring stuff out of the way first so we can talk about the most exciting part. Starting off with just things we kind of know par for the course, we already knew was on the way soon. For April, we have the Deluxe Boon Boon Change Axe, and then the Deluxe Orange and Black Complete Set. Now what's funny is, I guess the romanization for Boon Boon is like B-U-N, like bun, like a hamburger bun is like bun, bun. Sometimes these romanizations just really annoy me, mainly because there's been such a big marketing thing of like coming Boon and the puns, and then it's like coming bun. That just sounds dirty. I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of like Go Renja. It's like, just spell it normally. Like, it's already been spelled. Just spell it the way it's spelled. I just find that in particular dumb because I actually do kind of enjoy the pun campaign. Okay, so for June, then we have, for like machines, Deluxe Boon Boon Marine, Deluxe Boon Boon Safari, Deluxe Boon Boon Monster, and these probably will be kind of like the auxiliary sets or, you know, additional mecha. Normally I wouldn't be all that excited. I'd just be, not that I'm like, oh my god, yes, Boon Boon Safari. Normally I would just be like, okay, whatever, more vehicle sets. But after seeing what the vehicle sets and the alternate forms look like in that little teaser trailer thing last week, I'm actually kind of interested to see what these look like. I assume they would just be really boring generic car add-ons, but they really do make them look like alternate different forms and almost genre bend. Like the, you know, police one looks like a RoboCop type thing. You got the warrior knight looking one, so these potentially could look way different. I'm actually excited to see the designs. But the most exciting thing is, apparently our 6 Ranger is going to be Boon Violet. So one of the listings was like, the first thing I saw was like a generic like Sentai Hero Series question mark or blank or whatever, and that presumably will be Violet. His changer is the Boon Boon controller, and his mecha is the Boon Mach Robo. At least that's how I saw it spelled. So if you guys know me, you know I've been tired that for years we've been getting nothing but gold and silver 6th. Thankfully, we broke that pattern last year, or this year, or whatever you want to say, with Spider Kimonos, which I would have been happy with any color. I would have been happy with like brown, anything. I mean, not that I wouldn't be mad at a brown Ranger, but point is like anything but gold and silver, just to break out of it. But the fact that it was a white Ranger, one of my favorite types of Ranger suits, was super exciting. And that's one area where I definitely can feel like sort of a hypocrite, because I think there's some superficial stuff the fandom gets hung up on. Like, I still see people mad that like, oh, we haven't gotten a Green Ranger, there's no yellow, and it's just like, it just doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, the color doesn't necessarily matter. It's about the writing and the character or whatever. But I always found it to be particularly frustrating with gold and silver becoming the pattern because, well, 2 reasons. Number one, it always felt like the 6 Ranger was special and exciting, and it was supposed to be the thing that broke the mold and that was different and it stood out. And also, Sentai is so GD formulaic. The fact that one of the few things that was always exciting and new got roped into the formulaic stuff was always extremely frustrating. And I found it like frustrating that how much trouble is your franchise in that you can't just take a little bit of a break from gold and silver. So it's nice to see them take that break, and that continues with this color. It does make sense actually, because you know, with the color pattern they're going for with BoonBoomger, I feel like something like Violet just fits in. Like when you look at that one picture from the trailer, it kind of almost has the color palette shining in the background, and like Violet just kind of adds to that rainbow and I think complements this color scheme nicely. I think gold probably could fit in if you have kind of a nice bright vibrant gold there, I'm sure, but I think Violet just makes more sense. That's not to say they maybe might have a gold and silver. You know, there are a series with more than 6 Rangers. We could have a reoccurring gold Ranger, or, you know, a 7th 6 Ranger, or whatever, 7th 6 Ranger. You know what I mean? There could very well be a golden power-up for Red again, so they could incorporate some of those elements. But it's nice to see that this will probably be something different with Violet. And again, I think that that complements things really nicely, and I'm eager to see what the suit looks like. As I've said in previous videos, I'm kind of riding this enjoyment of actually being kind of hyped for BoonBoomger, totally expecting to get let down, but I'm getting kind of excited for it. I feel there's not like a whole lot you can necessarily glean from everything else. I mean, Mach Robo, I guess, implies it'll be something extra fast. I'm not sure what controller implies. My first thought was actually just like a remote control car, but who knows? Like, again, as far as everything else, I'm just kind of a little bit more excited than I thought for seeing what the next like auxiliary forms look like. And it's funny too, just to go back to the beginning with the Orange and Black Ranger stuff. When I first saw April, I'm like, God, why is it coming out so late? And then I just realized it's only a month later after BoonBoomger arrives, because we're still in February and we still have to finish off King Oger. So I was just thinking, God, they're really releasing that late. I'm like, oh, it really isn't so late. But yeah, finally breaking the trend a little bit. Violet Ranger, I'm excited to see it. I'm glad that we're going to be changing things up a little bit. I hope that continues for a while. I'm not opposed to getting a gold or silver 6th again in the future. In fact, you know, I'd want to see gold and silver designs in the future. I just hope we continue this trend and vary it up and mix it up a little bit. And like if we get a gold ranger next year, you know, do something different the next year. It's kind of like with the main characters. You know, it's like don't have a twerp every year. Change up the formula a little bit. Now the next thing I hope for is obviously that it ends up being a good character, because that's one of my other complaints in recent years is I feel a lot of the 6 Rangers have become kind of cartoon bits. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I think Jeremy, thankfully broke the mold and was kind of best of both worlds, Hannah Montana style, where he had that quirk and that bit of the narrating and the way he would talk in like narration language, but he also was a legitimate character. So I definitely hope that it's a good character as well. But what do you think? Are you excited for a Violet 6 Ranger, or do you want to go back to the purgatory of gold and silver 6? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell to get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.